Newt Gingrich version of conservatism has several distinctions from constitutional government. One of the major distinctions is neocons believe in aggressive foreign policy. They believe that warfare can be inflicted upon nations unilaterally, that we have a duty to police the world, that we have a duty to have troops stationed in 150 countries, that we have a duty to manipulate foreign policy, that our CIA must manipulate foreign governments. We must take down governments and install governments. You know, the CIA was the institution that brought Saddam Hussein to power. Constitutional government is summarized, I think, beautifully by George Washington's farewell address. If you haven't read it lately, go read it. In which he said, and all the founders agreed, that we would want to have free and friendly discourse and trade with any nation, but entangling alliances with none. And this doctrine that Bush incorporated into our lexicon of preemptive war, another word for it is perpetual war. Barack Obama takes our troops out of Iraq, but he puts them in Afghanistan, and now pretty soon in Pakistan. And the war goes on. A perpetual, ongoing war around the world. Under a state of war, we lose our freedoms and our liberties. Under a state of war, in fighting the war on terrorism, quote unquote, we have the whole Department of Homeland Security. We have surveillance cameras going up all over America. The city of Pensacola is putting up 20 brand new surveillance cameras in our city. I'd venture to say that right here in Panama City, you've got people that are already planning to put them up right here, if they're not already up. You have encroachments upon our freedoms and our privacy. You have the Real ID Act. You have the loss of posse comitatus. You have the loss of the Fourth Amendment right to be free in your houses and personal effects and so forth. We've lost all that. George Bush surrendered that whenever he was in office. You no longer have the right of habeas corpus. Posse comitatus no longer applies. U.S. military troops can now be used against American citizens. We now have a full Army division stationed in North America with the purpose of keeping peace in the North American continent. All of this is a result of perpetual war. We're fighting a war on terrorism. American people have got to give up their liberty in the name of security. Benjamin Franklin said that they who give up essential liberty for temporary security deserve neither. But the neocons are determined to keep America at war. They beat the drumbeat of war constantly. They create an environment of war. And in doing so, inflict much damage against the freedoms and the liberties of the American people at home. Ladies and gentlemen, what difference does it make if we are fighting and if we are defeating tyranny and oppression halfway around the world, if, on the other hand, we are building tyranny and oppression here at home? What good is it to free the people in Iraq and then turn around and enslave the people of America? What have we gained? That is one of the major policy differences between what we call the neocon agenda and the paleoconservative agenda. The